died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon the throne high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple.
My soul serapim is one of six wings, the waiting for his face, the waiting for his feet, the waiting in his heart.
And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, the whole earth is full of his glory. And said, I, who is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. And he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, these have touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. John 4:24, let's read it in unison. God is the Spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and truth. Makilang Diyos, pagkalain mo po ang pag-aaral, pangalain mo kami mga Ibaling Espiritu. Salamat po sa pribileyo na kayo po ang siyang patuloy na namumuna sa amin. Lain mo po rin po ang bawat iglesia na sumasamba sa inyo ng ayos sa inyong kalooban. Pagkalain mo po ang bawat isa. Salamat din. At pagkalain ko rin po ang mga kaibigan namin kasama ngayon. Kayo po ang namumuna sa kanila. Pangalain po ng Ibaling Espiritu. Samahin po kami. At kaya siya mabigyan ng tagumpay sa aming pag-aaral. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, ito po aming dalangin. Amen. Mas bisita. Ngayon po sa ating panahon ngayon, minsan nalilito na rin yung mga tao kung ano yung tamang pagsamba. Worship the Lord. Now, the way we worship God says something about our concept of God.
Right.
Ibig sabihin, kung paano po tayo sumasamba, ay kung ano po yung ating paniniwala o pagkakilala kung sino talaga yung Diyos na sinasamba natin. If our worship services begin late, progress haphazardly, and entertain us instead of change us, they portray God as having little value except to make us feel good. God can do for us rather than on who He is. Ibig sabihin, kung pumupunta lang po tayo sa church to be entertained, hindi po yun ang kalooban ng Diyos para sa atin. At kuminsan, ang tingin po natin sa ating Panginoon, siya yung servant, hindi na siya yung sovereign. Amen? Bagamat ginawa niya na po yan 2,000 years ago, He become our servant. Through worship, perceive God as the Lord of the universe. Exalted, absolutely holy and worthy of our utmost reverence and adoration. Now in verse 5 said, Who is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. When we enter a worship service, we ought to offer God open hearts and yielded to Him.
Right.
Trusting Him to show us to perform when we leave a worship service. We ought to carry with us a renewed sense of duty. In reality, then a call to worship leads inevitably to commissions to serve.
Right.
Napigilan po natin yung ibig sabihin ng worship. Okay? Yung the meaning of worship. Marami pong kahulugan yan. Now, what is worship? Natin naman dyan, Brother. Ang sabi po dyan, the primary Hebrew word for worship means shaka, to depress, prostrate, in homage to royalty or God, means to bow ourselves down, crouch, at minsan sabi dyan, fall down, humbly beseech, to make obeisance, do reverence and make to stoop, worship. So sa Hebrew po, ibig sabihin niyan, shaka, to depress, prostrate, in homage to royalty or God. Now, tatlong ibig sabihin sa Greek word means proskuneo, meaning to kiss, like a dog licking his master's hand. Alam nyo, parang ano, no? Kaya pala sabi ko, pag pupunta po yung great leader sa ibang bansa, talagang humahalik sila sa kamay. Kaya kanina nga, sa Sunday School, natapin din ni Pastor Alvin. So yun po yung talagang worship. Minsan pagka po ako nandito, pupunta, may mga ilang bata, pag nakita ko, nagmamano. Minsan, kasi yan po ay nakalistan natin yan sa mga Kastila, di ba? Yung pagmamano. So, yun po yung paggalang, pag-respect. Kaya iba, hindi alam kung bakit nila ginagawa yun. At kung sino yung dapat pagmanuhan. Minsan, sino sa atin dito pag umuwi kayo sa bahay, sabi, yung respect, pupunta kayo sa nanay nyo, tatay nyo, nagmamano kayo, di ba? Kaya humahalik. So, iba-iba po yung ating tradisyon na kabislan. Minsan nagmamano, minsan humahalik. Yun po ay respect. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, dito sabi ito, may pabigat nga, like a dog licking his master's hand. To fawn or crouch to means homage, do reverence to, means adore. Now, worship was 59 times in the New Testament. It originally carried with it the idea of subject falling down to kiss the ground before a king or kiss their feet. Ayan. Naalala niyo po yung humalik sa paa ng ating Panginoon. Yung Mary Magdalene, siya po ay, yun po yung talagang true worship kung tignan natin. Doon sa tamang sasambahin mo. Pero pagka-tao po, mali po yun. Kahit sinong tao at sino, hindi pwedeng, pero minsan nagagawa po ng tao yan, yung pagkain masyado niya mahal ng isang tao, yung mga pelikulang sinasamba kita, di ba? Pagkain yung sobrang pagmamahal natin sa isang tao, kahit ano yung pagawa niya, gagawin niya na sabihin, halikan mo yung paa ko, lumuhod ka sa akin. So yun po ay worship po yun, pagsamba. Pero na dito sa Bible, alala po natin si Pedro, siya nabubuhay pa. Sino yung gustong sumamba sa kanya? Si Cornelius, si Byron Angaray. Lumuhod siya doon. Pero sabi ni Pedro, sabi, tumayo ka, I am not God. I am not worthy for that. Now, iba po yung tinatawag natin yung paggalang. Iba naman yung tinatawag nating pagsamba. So, pag sinabi po natin worship, ay hindi po masama na pagka tayo po'y sumasamba sa Diyos, talagang almost, yung talagang ang tingin natin siya, yung tunay na Diyos. Yung talagang tamang pagkakilala sa Kanya. Now, another is, sebomai means to reverence, hold in awe, used 10 times in the New Testament. Yung reverence. Alam niyo po, masyado pong sumobra yung pagsamba natin sa mga Kastila. Talagang ito po yung ginawa nila sa atin. Yung sobrang, tingnan nyo, pag nakakita ka ng pastor, iniilagan. Kasi pastor, tayo. Pero pagka yung iba, yung priest, halos magmamilan, halos halikan kung ano yung paggagawa niyan, talagang gagawin mo lahat. Am I right? Pero pagka yung tunay na nagtuturo ng salita ng Diyos, iniilagan po yan. Imbis na igalang, nagagalit po. Am I right? Di ba? Lalo pagka sinasalan yung kasalanan mo, paano mo igagalang yan? Sinasabi niya yung kasalanan mo. Kaya ang Diyos nga, maraming beses gusto siyang batuin, murahin, kung ano yung ginawa sa kanya, kasi lahat ng sinasabi niya, hindi na maintindihan, tsaka yung nasasaling yung kanilang tradisyon na tinatawag. Now, ganun din po sa panahon natin, it's very hard na ipakita natin sa kanila, ipaalam natin kung ano yung tamang pagsamba. Bagamat ginagawa nila yan, totally, pero mali. And then another is, latrio means to render religious service or homage, used 21 times in the New Testament. Okay. And then sabi rin dyan, the word in the English language means to ascribe worth to something. True worship begins with a deep respect or reverence for God. A frame of heart, an attitude.
That's right.
This must be fixed in one's mind before we go further.
Amen.
It is an act of worship. It's an act of proceeding from or the result of that attitude. Ibig sabihin, kapag kakilala talaga natin yung sasambahin natin, ang sabi rito nasabi, the Bible talks about several kinds of worship. Number 1, yung tinatawag natin ignorant worship. In Acts chapter 17, verse 22 to 31, yung po natin babasahin, yung isang verse lang, yung verse 23. Sabi diyan, for as I was passing through and considering the objects of your worship, I found an altar with this inscription to the unknown God. Therefore, the one whom you worship without knowing him, I proclaim to you. Sabi niya, nung napunta po siya dun sa Athens yun di ba? Napunta siya dun, nakita niya, they are worshiping many gods. Like Diana, kung ano yung mga gods na yan. Sabi niya, I perceive, I found an altar with this inscription to the unknown God. Now, sabi po doon sa Psalm 115, we are going to study that, verses 1 to 7. Kung sino yung Diyos na sinasamba mo, ganun ka rin. Ang linaw-linaw doon ng description ng sumulat nun. Tingnan niyo po, para makita po natin. Psalm 115. Kung ano, ibig sabihin, kung ano ka, kung sino yung Diyos mo, ganun ka rin. Ano sabi dito? Not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake.
Right.
Wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their God? But our God is in the heavens. He hath done whatsoever he hath pleased. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. They that made them are like unto them, so is everyone that trusted in them. So kaya nga sabi dito, ito po yung tinatawag nating ignorant worship. Na sumusunod tayo dun sa mga bagay na sometimes hindi rin